Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Decolive here, back today. Yeah, you're me. We are back today with part 3 of the shed rebuild project. And this is going to be more an informative video, but nonetheless, we are going to talk about some changes I may be doing to that shed if I can. So, come along for the ride. Oh fit. Did I buy this thing yesterday? Yes, I did. Either that or I've just grown so much the last couple of days, lol. But now that is less of an annoyance in the back there. And then I gotta fix this shit. But oh well. Anywho, we're gonna get my shoes and then I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. Because I have a little bit of an idea which I'm hoping my mom is gonna agree on if I pay for a part of the material cost. How happy our neighbor is gonna be about that, I don't know. But anywho, it's our shit, it's our property, so we do whatever we want with it. So good shit. So in the end, it's not really she that decides, but oh well. So, come along with me and I'll explain you the situation. Oh well, perfect timing to go explain you the situation. It's raining, or starting to rain, however. Anywho, as you guys now know, this is our shed. And this is the shed we've been thinking about rebuilding, and I kinda yankly made the hinge work again. Anywho, so oh well. So basically this is about these are 154, so it's about 160 in a square. What I want to do is bring her out about a meter, so to about here, because that will set us up at about 2 meters 60. I also want to make her a tad higher so that way I can fit a proper sealed door into it. And my plan then is to put up a frame that goes in 260 by then the length we already have all the way around, make it level, pour concrete so we have a concrete base to start on. So I gotta dig down in the ground a bit, obviously, so I can keep it kind of down on the ground. Also gonna have to remove some of this. Once that concrete base is poured, the plan is to pour that concrete base with the corner posts, the 72 by 72s, in the concrete to make sure it's really sturdy and staying there. Then after that is already raised, so those are going to be probably 240 high. This is about 180. I'll probably make it 240 if I can. Then out from there we'll have to measure up new corner posts and whatever, and brackets and reinforcement posts or whatever. Then that will be set up, and then we'll build all of that framework up first. Then the idea is to either spray or try and make a little bottom in there, put insulation in the floor, then lay beams and then flooring on top of there again, and then I have a cross beam right over the concrete. Then after the floor is done, or well, the walls going up first. After the floor is done, since that's probably what we're going to do first, so we have a proper place to stand. The once that is done, then we'll probably do the roof, just so we have the roof on and done. Although I'm unsure about which roof we're going to do, because if we make it 260 long, then I think the easiest thing is going to be to do that kind of roof where it goes up on one side, down on the other side, and it's just flat on the ends. I think it's going to be the easiest approach if we decide to do that. and then we'll have so we'll build the framework up, meet it in the center, then we'll lay roof cardboard or outer wall insulation cardboard. You kind of know what I mean. I can pop in a picture if I find some. Lay that down, cardboard nails, then we lay probably a layer of plastic, we'll see. Then we lay the wood along, down on either side, and then that's probably going to be the roof. I don't know if we'll lay this roofing material on top of there again, we'll see. And then after that we either spray or put just regular. I'll probably use regular insulation, but we could spray it as well if we have the foam gun and an air compressor which can handle it. Will probably be easier to do that, although it's a lot of mess compared to regular insulation. Then inner panels in the roof, with it being an angled roof, we'll probably have some hangers in the roof to hang fixtures off of, unless we make a little drop ceiling portion in the middle. Then of course we'll still have windows, and I'll probably make another row of windows, same on the other side. And then obviously on the end, and at that point once the roof is done, we'll probably install the outer door, so that way we can, you know, continue and just do the rest of the work inside, whether it's you know, windy or whatever. Then next order of business is to insulate most of the walls. Once that it's done, we gotta start running conduit in here. So the plan is to dig up here, dig probably a new cable, a new auto-rated single phase plus ground feed down to here. Then that will run into a master disconnect, so probably a 16B. And then for the time being it will probably go up and be connected to that outlet, but eventually if I'm able to, I'll put a new master disconnect in an IP65 rated IP65, what is it, IP64? I don't remember, but an IP, high enough IP rated outdoor box, and then that will run permanently into the fuse box, unless we do it so simple that we put up a new fuse in the fuse box, another 16, probably C, 16C in there, 16B out here, so if I do pull accidentally too much amp or there is a short circuit, that one will trip before the one inside trips, so that way I don't necessarily have to go inside to turn the power on again if it's just that one that trips. And then whenever we're not using the shack in the winter, for example, then we just turn off the master disconnect there and turn off the master disconnector. I say master disconnect, or turn off the RCBO inside of there. And of course it's going to be RCBO because it goes outside, so because it goes outside it's mandatory to have it grounded. And besides, since there's outlets on the wall, those all need to be RCBOs. So yeah, at least since we're rebuilding the building, if the building would have stayed the same, and if there already was electrical there like there is in this house, then we wouldn't need RCBOs, because of this installation is so old that you aren't required to have RCBOs. But since we're building this building pretty much new, it's counted as a new building, which means we need to follow the new rules and regulations. And besides, I like to build to the best standard, and I always do ground everything. So yeah, of course we could take and just run single phase down there and then just use a ground earth, a new ground pole over there by the shack instead of running it from the house. But to be completely frank with you, I'd prefer to run it from the house, if I'm going to be completely frank with you. Although really the grounding system in this house is not exactly great, because when I measure from one of the legs to ground, I have 240 volts. So something is funky with the ground here. But the thing is, I don't know if it is on this side or if it is on the neighbor's side, because I measured 240 over to ground with the main fuse off. If you remember, I did a video of this doing an EICR at my mom's place, which I did last year, which we technically speaking were supposed to try and do something about this year, but Oscar has been busy and I am busy with my own shit. So even though it's technically a C2, so it's technically very urgent, we're gonna hold off for it. So yeah. And as far as the, like, I don't know if I told you in the ICR video, but as far as the, you know, 25 amp fuse on the 1.5 mil cable going down to the heater coil on the water line, because it is classified as a C2, which is potentially dangerous and should be rectified, but it's not a C1, because if there were to be a short circuit down there, it's the cable both into the fuse and out of the fuse is going to burn up anyways eventually, which means the power actually going to that fuse in the first place is going to go before, you know, anything catastrophic happens. So that's where we are. Okay folks, so I am back and I got the media mode on with the wind filter because it's a little windy. We are gonna go in our shack and we're gonna see what we have as far as marker sprays and shite. I mean, I could just use regular paint really. I forgot I left the light on in here. I don't know how much you guys are able to see, but oh well. I mean, we do have this like power, although this is technically speaking primer. Of some semi sort, but oh well. Fuck off. Poi. Although it will probably work. And I could probably use it to ground some other shit. So there is what we're going to use as a marking spray. It's also pretty dark. Now this is like rust protective shit, so that's not really going to help us. So what is what here out of these socket sets? Okay, so this is indeed tiny sockets. So you are oh no, oh boy. Yeah, I just discovered something. This set is a mix of Imperial and so what are you? Yeah. Wonder if this has ever been shaked. That's a little better, lol. Oh well, it leaves a good enough mark. That will wash away with time. So good shit. I am back and we're gonna go out and do this because it is now raining. Oh wow, so good shit. So I'm going to try and do this in a fast and easy way. So here is the beginning. Then there is a meter. There is 2 meters. And there is, so here is 3 meters. So that's about 3 meters right there. So that will give us quite a bit more space in that regards. I don't want to go too far out here either. Then you know, right about here is where we're in the end. So I mean, then you can kind of see where we are. Really. Well, I'm not completely in line, but you know, you get my point. So, you know, going from exactly, you know, the end of the building, no, we're gonna be about there. So there, and then we'll cut this, and then about there is that one, and then of course over to there, and then there is that, and then whatever else. So I mean, that's gonna bring us out substantially. And that will give us a lot more space. And then of course we'll raise it to about 240. And if we go up to 240, then no, it's gonna go a little into the ground. But there is a meter. Then 2 meters is there. So I mean, $240. I mean, it will bring us up to basically where that is. And that's like the actual structure. And then the roof goes on top of there. So in the end, it will probably end up being more like 260. Depending on, you know, the angle of which is gonna go up, because you know, depending on how much up on the edge we need to go, because, you know, to about the middle, I don't remember how long I typed that this shit was, but it's a meter something, so maybe 70 centimeter is the center there. So then 240, 70 cent up, and then we need to figure out an angle, or well, rather said, what the angle is gonna be. And well, so it will be about 3 meters that way by then whatever we have that other way again, which I believe is 154. Which we can easily figure out right here. Floor, roof, wall by door, 154. So concrete base. So we'll have the long side, the short side, and then the long side. So if we do 160 centimeters to make it better and more even, then we do 300 centimeters that way. Then we have our concrete base. So good shit. So with that, I think really, since it's raining, I think really I'm just gonna leave it off right there. I think you guys now have a pretty good understanding of what I'm trying to do here, of what I want to do inside, how we're going to do all of that, as well as the up markings for how we're going to do it. So probably 3 meters long, and then that 160 on the sides, because that will give us plenty of space to have a bench in there, actual workshop bench, and then have you know, other stuff in there, something to sit on in there, and still have a place to work, and a little bit of a place where you can have, say, a coffee maker and stuff like that. And I forgot how much the ice was turned out. So I will say thank you guys for watching this update video. This will probably be the last video in a while, unless I record something tomorrow and on Thursday. My camera, Jesus! I haven't. Oh, jeez. So yeah. Oh. So yes, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, like would be greatly appreciated. And as always, check the links down below for my socials and all of that. And until further notice, stay tuned, stay awesome, and Nikolai the heck out of here.